If you have retired to the Sun Belt, Florida, Texas, Arizona, you know the trade-off. You get beautiful winters, but you also get the heaviness. The locals joke about it. They call it Florida ankles or cankles. It's seen as a cosmetic annoyance, something to hide under long pants. But as a surgeon, I need to be very honest with you today. This is not just a cosmetic issue. It is a medical warning light flashing on your dashboard. When you take off your socks and see that deep indentation carved into your skin, that isn't just water weight. That is a sign that the return pipes in your legs, your veins, are failing under the pressure of the southern heat. We call this venous insufficiency. The heat dilates the vessels, gravity pulls the blood down, and your heart cannot pull it back up. And here is why this is dangerous. That fluid sitting in your ankles is not fresh water. It is stagnant swamp water. It is deoxygenated blood and metabolic waste that is literally suffocating your skin from the inside out. If you ignore this for too many summers, the skin begins to break down. This is the #1 cause of difficult-to-heal leg ulcers in seniors. I don't say this to scare you. I say this because if we catch it at the swelling stage, we can completely reverse it. You can keep your retirement in the sun, but you must change how you manage your circulation. But to fix this, you first need to see what this stagnant fluid is actually doing to your skin structure right now. And trust me, it is not a pretty picture. I want you to picture the blood in your legs like a river. In a healthy leg, the river flows fast and clean back to the heart. But when the heat expands your veins, that river turns into a swamp. The flow slows down so much that the blood actually starts to pool and stagnate against the walls of the vein. Doctors call this venous stasis. And here is where the real damage begins. Your veins are not solid pipes. They are porous, like a garden soaker hose. When the pressure in that swamp gets too high, red blood cells are literally squeezed out through the walls of the vein and into your skin tissue. Once those blood cells are trapped in your skin, they die and break down. And when they break down, they release iron. This is why so many of you see that reddish-brown discoloration on your shins. It looks like a permanent bruise or a rash. That is called hemosiderin staining. It is literally the iron from your own blood rusting underneath your skin. This rust weakens the skin. It makes it thin, dry, and fragile. A tiny scratch from a pet or a bump on a coffee table can suddenly turn into an open wound that refuses to heal. This is the danger zone. We want to stop the process before the rust sets in. The damage is happening because gravity is winning the war against your heart. To fight back, we need to activate a hidden engine in your body that most seniors completely ignore. So we have established that the swamp in your ankles is causing the rust. The problem is, your heart is 5 feet away. It is too far to suck that heavy fluid back up against gravity. Your heart pumps blood down easily, but it relies on movement to push it back up. If you are sitting still in the AC, that movement stops. This is why we need to manually turn on the second heart. But I am not talking about walking. Walking is great, but in 90-degree heat, it can actually increase swelling due to the impact and temperature. We need a precision tool, not a blunt instrument. Deep underneath your big calf muscle lies a flat, powerful muscle called the soleus. This is the engine room of your circulation. Here is the medical secret. You can only target the soleus when your knee is bent. When you stand, the big muscle takes over. When you sit, the soleus wakes up. This is the move. The seated soleus push-up. Sit with your feet flat. Lift your heels as high as possible, then drop them down. Think of it like a hydraulic piston. Every time you lift that heel, you are physically squeezing the deep veins and shooting that stagnant swamp water back up to your lungs to be reoxygenated. And here is the best part. The soleus is a slow-twitch muscle. It is designed to work forever without getting tired. You can do this for 30 minutes while watching the news or reading a book. You are turning your sitting time into a therapy session. I want you to aim for 50 repetitions. Pump the fluid out. Clear the pipes. You have activated the engine, which is great while you are awake. But the moment you stop moving to rest or sleep, gravity declares war again. Unless we change the battlefield. Let's look at how to position your body to drain the tank completely while you rest. Now, the soleus pump is fantastic when you are sitting up and active. But let's be realistic. You cannot pump your ankles 24 hours a day. Eventually, you need to rest. And this is where 90% of my patients get it wrong. They tell me, "Doctor, I put my feet up on the ottoman all night, but the swelling didn't go down." Here is the physics lesson. Water does not flow uphill on a flat surface. When your legs are horizontal, that stagnant swamp water just sits there. To physically drain the fluid out of a swollen limb, you must follow the golden rule of drainage. Your toes must be higher than your nose. We call this the zero-gravity reset. You need an angle of about 45 degrees. You can use a foam wedge pillow or simply stack 3 firm pillows against your headboard. If you have back pain and can't lie flat on a bed, try the couch method. Lie on the floor and rest your calves on the sofa cushions. This takes the pressure off your spine. Watch what happens inside your veins in this position. Gravity, which was your enemy all day, suddenly becomes your best friend. It pulls that toxic fluid out of the skin and back into circulation. You don't need to sleep like this. You just need 20 minutes. That is 1 episode of your favorite sitcom. When you stand up, your legs will feel 5 pounds lighter. The rust has been flushed out. We have pumped the fluid out and we have drained it out. But we have a major problem left to solve. The moment you stand up to go to the grocery store, gravity is going to try to rush that fluid right back into your ankles, unless we give your veins an external shield to hold the line. We have drained the tank using gravity, but if we don't seal the tank, it will just fill up again. This brings us to the topic most seniors hate: compression. I know what you are thinking. Doctor, they are ugly. They cut off my circulation, and I can't get them on. You are probably thinking of TED hose. Here is the confusion. TED hose are for bedridden hospital patients. If you are walking around, they can actually cause a tourniquet effect. You need graduated compression. Graduated means the pressure is 100% at the ankle and gets looser as it goes up the leg. It literally squeezes the fluid up towards your heart like a tube of toothpaste. Remember those widened veins? This sock acts like an external exoskeleton. It gently pushes the vein walls back together so the valves can touch again. When the valves touch, the leak stops. It is that simple. You are mechanically fixing the failure. But here is the secret that solves the struggle of putting them on. You must put them on before you get out of bed. The moment your feet hit the floor, gravity rushes in and swells the ankle. If you try to put a tight sock on a swollen ankle, it's a battle you will lose. Put them on while your legs are still drained from sleeping. They will slide on easier, and they will hold the line against gravity all day. And please, throw away the beige grandma stockings. Modern compression socks look like athletic gear. Wear them with pride. Start with a low pressure, 15 to 20 millimeters of mercury. You don't need a vice grip. You just need a gentle hug. You now have the pump, the position, and the protection. Let's put this all together into a promise for your future health. So, with your external shield in place, you now have the complete defense system against the heat. You have the active pump, the passive drain, and the external shield. You are attacking the problem from all angles. You are pumping the fluid out, draining it down, and locking it out. By doing this, you aren't just making your ankles look better. You are literally reversing the rust. You are strengthening the skin structure so you never have to step foot inside a wound care clinic. Because the tragedy isn't the swelling itself. The tragedy is when you stop wearing shorts or stop going to the pool because you are ashamed of your legs. You worked hard to retire in the sun. You deserve to enjoy it without feeling heavy or afraid. If this warning helped you understand the danger of Florida ankles, please hit that like button. It helps us wake up other seniors before they develop an ulcer. Now, swelling often goes hand in hand with high blood pressure. If you want to lower your pressure naturally while you fix your ankles, you need to watch this video next on the vascular superfoods that protect your veins from the inside. Protect your legs, enjoy the sun, and I will see you in the next video.